What possesses somebody who's clearly not an athlete, is a pensioner, who can't even see where to place his feet, want to run what is essentially one of the toughest foot race in the world? A few years ago, I ran a crazy race across the Sahara called the Marathon de Sable. Anyone heard of that? Yeah, don't do it. It's a marathon a day, back-to-back for 7 days across the Sahara. Day 4 is a double marathon. You're carrying 20 kilos, water's rationed to 9 liters a day. That's for washing, cooking, hydrating, and running 26 miles. You've got sub-zero temperatures at night. You've got camel spiders and scorpions crawling over your sleeping bag. It's not fun. And I remember when I crossed the finish line at that, I had a lot of lessons. In fact, on day 4, the double marathon, I actually woke up with food poisoning. And I was purging out of both ends. I was in a bad state. And I tried to save water the night before by not hydrating my food. You've got to carry and cook all your own food. And I thought, because we're running, essentially the next day is an 84-kilometer stage. And top temperatures hit 135 Fahrenheit, 52 Celsius. And I'm trying to save water. And I didn't hydrate my food enough, and I got to the bottom, and it was just like globby crap. But at that point, you don't care. You'd eat the spoon. You're burning 10,000 calories a day and putting in 2. I lost, I think, somewhere around about 32 pounds across the race. And so, if you're looking for a diet, I recommend it. So, just go run the Marathon de Sable. It's fun, But I remember I woke up the next morning, and this is the start of, say, of a 52-mile stage. And I'm in bad shape. I've got no strength. I can't even lift my rucksack. My friend puts it on my shoulders. The gun goes off at the start of that day. 600 other athletes run, and I can't run. I'm trudging. But I have to trudge quickly because at the very back there's a camel with a Berber sitting on it, and that walks the entire stage. And if the camel overtakes you, you're out of the race. That's the rule. So I've got to be faster than the camel. That's all I can think of. Beat the fucking camel. Come on. And so by the end of that day, it was about 8 o'clock that evening. The sun was setting. It was starting to go down, starting to get cold, which means you've got to run just to keep warm. And I'd covered about 30 miles that day. I've got about another 20 miles to run through the night. And I'm done. I'm like, I quit. It's just, I got nothing left. The 2 dogs on the shoulder, you can do it. Nah, go on. Forget it. It's all over. Well, this one is just not only starved to death, someone has shot it with a 9mm. It's like, fuck, you did that. And all I can hear this dog saying is, listen, fire the flare. They give you this 2-pound rocket flare that you've got to carry. Everyone hates it because it carries weight on your shoulders. Right? And I used to bury it at the bottom of my kit every day because my thought was it's always easier to take one more step than it is to stop, unpack, and get the rocket flare. And you might break your ankle or get hit, bit by a rattlesnake or whatever, and you've got to fire the flare and the helicopter will come and take you out. But in my mind right now, this flare was right at the top. And all I hear is about fire the flare, warm hotel bed, cold beer, all of this stuff. And I sat down, I was just about to get this flare out of my bag, and I'm crying. I'm done. There's nothing left. No motivational trick, nothing. And I hear this noise. It's like a trudging through the sand. And I look up. There's 2 figures silhouetted against the sunset. All right? I look. And one of them is a blind, old Korean guy in his 60s, tied at the wrist to his guide. Competitors, got a number on it. And I'm like watching this guy go by. I'm like, wow, what possesses somebody who's clearly not an athlete, is a pensioner, who can't even see where to place his feet, want to run what is essentially one of the toughest foot race in the world? Wow. What motivates, what inspires, what compels somebody to do that? Now, I'm a student of human behavior. That's my biggest passion, is understanding and figuring this game out. And in order to do that, I want to ask him the questions. But to ask him the questions, I've got to talk to him. And to talk to him, I've got to catch the damn guy. So I get up and I start moving towards him. I catch up. And I start asking these questions. And through his guide, who was also his interpreter, I found out that many years ago, his brother had died of cancer. And every single year, he ran this race to raise money for the hospice that had looked after his brother. And I stood there and I thought, whoa, if ever I needed a reminder that it's not about me, why did I run the race? Fucking ego. Right? Hey, I just ran the Marathon de Sable. Can I get your number? Maybe not that bad, but you get the idea. It was ego that got me there. Ego got me there sitting on a rock crying my eyes out. but to understand that sort of, that impetus of wanting to serve beyond yourself. That's where true inspiration comes from. Anything other than that is motivation. That's always temporary. So from my perspective, he inspired me. I finished the race that night. I finished another marathon the next day, and then the final day, I crossed the finish line. But what was interesting to me is that most people, when they crossed the finish line, I saw more people beating themselves up because they didn't get a personal best. They came outside the top 200 or whatever it was. And I'm thinking, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, some people train for 2 years for this race. Yeah. Who did you need to become in order to start the race? That's the game. Most people quit before they got on a plane. More people dropped out of the race before it started that signed up than quit during the race. Is that not us? Oh, I don't want to set that goal. I'll set this goal instead because I've got more of a certainty that I'll be able to get what I think on this path. No. Who do you need to become in order to go? That's why the how's none of your business. So you want to set goals along that perspective, right? Go dream, go listen to your heart, go write something down and go fail, swing the bat and have fun. I've probably failed a lot more times than I've won. But I love keeping my average number of tries up and swinging the bat. Does that make sense?